Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today is a bittersweet review as we are saying goodbye to The Chi after 8 seasons. As we review episode 10, it's been a long journey to get the characters where they were, and they said goodbye. And how do you feel about it? Was it good? Was it not good? Is there going to be a spinoff? No, apparently not. But anyway, what do you think about the end? What do you think about the beginning, really, and how it all kind of came together? So we're going to talk about all that. Please leave your comments. We will go through all that as much as possible, and try not to cry. Try not to cry for the wedding and some of these characters. And I'm going to defend these kids. But anyway, that's another conversation. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. You can like on the video. You can comment on the video. You can share the video. Let's get to it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Iron Panther Presents. We talking facts, breaking down every scene like you're watching with the cast. Yeah. Iron Panther Presents, we break it all down. Every show, every film, best takes in town. Hit like, drop a comment, let the fan vibe. If you feel what we saying, go subscribe. Hey. Iron Panther Presents, come along for the ride. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep us live.
All right, y'all. Yeah, wedding became a family reunion, which people got mad when I said that. So we're gonna start with the wedding because that was the center point of this episode, and then we're gonna get to the other stuff. I want to start with the wedding, because it was huge. Anyway, Kim, I think you were most. We'll start with you and work through the crew. What'd you think about the wedding?
Oh, I love the wedding. It was beautiful. It was my favorite color. It had lavender, which I love any shade of purple, so it's beautiful. When Kevin came out, the tears would not stop. I could not get it together. I was like, because I kept trying to figure out why they were waiting so long for the bride to walk. And I was like, they took a second, right? And I was like,
Right.
why are they taking so long? And then all of a sudden, he just came out of nowhere, and I couldn't control it. I was just crying, crying, crying. And I thought it was just such a beautiful scene because I those two look so much alike. Like they look like they came from the same parents.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is awesome. And then another scene where I cried a lot was before the wedding, sorry. When Nina came to the in the room after Keisha was like, thank you for being here, right? Like kind of in place of my mom. And then her mom showed, oh, I couldn't stop. Tears, tears, tears. That was so beautiful. I just loved the wedding. I thought it was really, really well done. The way the couple, I mean, it wasn't like normally you have like the groomsmen and the
Brides?
what is the bridesmaids. They
Bridesmaids.
all come down together. I like that they all came down by themselves. I love the children. I just love the whole thing. And then I like that they were doing the camera shots and we were seeing Tracy. And
Yeah.
we were seeing
Yeah.
Kevin with his girlfriend, which I can't, Jamila, I think her name was.
No, Maisha.
Maisha. Maisha. Oh,
Maisha.
I was like, what? She's here. Like, it was great. I just like that people came back and
Good
the
gentleman.
brat was there. Like, it was just, I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved Darnell. It was just, it was really well done. I think Lena has to get applause for this because she stuck to the landing. She absolutely did. There is a lot of holes. There are tons of stuff that we have no answers to, but she ended her show the best she could, and it was a really good ending. I'm very satisfied with her ending. So,
I get you. So we're gonna work. Okay, guys. So the way it worked, let's try not to be redundant. Sorry. So remember what Kim said and say something different. Okay, because we got a lot of episode to cover. All right. So you can talk what else about that Kim didn't say about the wedding that you want to discuss, Ink.
I mean, she covered a lot, but I did enjoy it. I thought the wedding was done very good. You know, the Chi has pissed us off and made us mad this whole entire season, and I felt like the last episode they gave us something that we couldn't be mad at. You know, I thought they did a really good job with the wedding and bringing everybody back. I love how everybody got their photo shoot in, and you got to see some of the original cast together. But yeah, not to talk too much about what Kim said, but like it was really, really well done. Hat off to Lena Waithe for doing a good job with that wedding. It was nice, you know, to see everybody in attendance there that could be there. So yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised and happy that it was something that we couldn't be mad about. You know what I mean? Like it was a good positive, and I love that Tracy was there because Tracy's my favorite. I have a crush on her. So, but yeah, so I was happy to see her. But yeah, it was done really well. I really enjoyed it, the wedding. Yeah.
Jamani.
All right.
Just the wedding.
Well, yeah, all right. So then I got to be the bad guy. What I remember is they had. All right. So if it's at
Darnell's house,
Shaw's new house or whatever, I'm like, this happened in like 2 days or something like that. So Tiffany had to still be paying for that thing because I'm like, we didn't even see what's it, Leela Richard or whatever. Like
Sunshine.
They had already paid for like something about that just didn't make it just doesn't make sense or whatever. But all right,
let that slide. Let that slide, Jamani.
All right. I've only been to a couple of weddings or whatever, right? And I guess they like to whitewash things or whatever in this show and not give reality. But I'm like, All in the Family was respected because it embraced reality. I'm like, if Fatima got the bouquet, I'm like, people would have been mad if that was in real life. I'm like, I've been to weddings and I've seen people like shredded, like people fighting like it was, like okay and stuff.
I just got what he said. Okay.
I'm like, yeah. And then you had the other person who is hooking the blonde haired lady.
Isis.
Yeah. You're the only people that know her name. Like, why do we care that this other person is trying to hook up with her? We don't even know. I don't know her name. What
the trans woman and the stud are a couple now. To your point.
But they haven't played any part in the show before, so why would we care that they get together in the season finale?
I agree. The wedding the wedding went on too long, covering characters that don't mean a thing. I agree with you. I 100%.
Can I just real quick say something about the title?
Okay.
The episode?
The title of the episode. This pissed me off because
Cold Feet.
I was thinking it had something to do, is The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary happened in Chicago and everything, and they wasted it on Kyla Pratt and this dude. Well, let's go to the wedding together, and it'll be our last dance. I'm like, and that's what you titled the episode?
Oh shit! I didn't. Oh, okay. Damn. Really? All right. Yeah. Okay. I could. That was some. Okay. If that's what they did with it, that was some bullshit. If that's what they did with it, I didn't even get that. So, anything else before we move on?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, hold yourself. I feel like you. I know Chris said he took copious notes, but I don't know if that was about the wedding.
Well,
what are your thoughts on the wedding?
Okay, yeah, all right. So just to address the whole Last Dance thing. So if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn that. Okay, I know they turned that phrase into something else, but I could have sworn Last Dance also just means like it's a form of like nostalgia as well. People sometimes say like, oh, that's our last dance.
Yeah,
which I think is why you see a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah. But like the finale of the season, like
the season finale. Yeah,
it's the end of the whole thing.
Yeah,
because it was going on in Chicago, so I thought it had an extra significance.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I see your point.
I didn't even think of it like from that angle, but that's a good point.
That's a good point. But
I think overall, I think they tried to purposely try to.
This is it. That's
and they just brought, and then they just like, oh, let's do it tongue in cheek, say the words, and you know what I mean, and all that. Okay, so for the wedding itself, I would say they did a really good job with the wedding. I'm gonna have some nuances about it, but everyone was brought back for the most part. You know what I mean? So, but the kids were there. I was like, oh, I counted. I was like, oh, I was like, I bet Dave was like, yay, you know what I mean? So it's good. So, but yeah, I was impressed. I see Dre found a new person. I was like, shout out to her because I wanted her to go like be successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so it was great to see that. We saw EJ. We saw all of them. It's going to probably make y'all laugh, but no joke. I really thought this was going to happen. I'm trying to get the words out without laughing. All right. you know how they show Jada's photo. You know what I mean? Like people miss it.
Say it.
I was waiting for Keisha to put Nuck's photo.
What?
Where was Nux? I was waiting. Keisha.
Wait,
I was waiting for Keisha to have Nux photo.
Right. Wait. Oh, you know what? I would take it. I would take it a different level. But we and you on the same sheet of music though. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh man, yeah. No, I don't know why. I was like, yo, this heifer's still crying for him, man. I mean, I just know his photo gonna be there. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that the one who Ronnie's photo possibly wasn't there. I mean, the one who saved her life, but whatever, I get it. That being said, I also would have thought for myself, I thought it would have been kind of poetic if Papa was the one marrying him. I mean, I know we have no evidence and we have nothing that says that he was necessarily like his dad or his mentor's thing or whatever. But to me, it would have been better.
Yeah.
To have him marry them off rather than
Charles.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of Charles.
Yeah,
someone who just met just a season ago. No, two seasons ago. And then 2 seasons ago, he was like an asshole. He was someone who who was trying to overturn the church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And who was just sleeping around. So I didn't. I think it would have probably landed better for me or whatever. But it is what it is. Okay. I also thought, the thing with Isis, and instead, I don't know, I had questions. I was like, does that mean they're straight?
Shanita,
Isis and Shanita, are they?
Are
they a straight couple? Are they straight?
I have a whole thing, Chris.
All right, I'll save it then. I'll save it because the whole time I'm like, there you go. I was like, it's like MAGA can't be mad at this one. But anyway, So I did love the moment with Devontae, Mondo, and Tevin like dancing on the dance floor while the three OGs are in the back kind of watching them or whatnot, like kind of a passing of the torch. It kind of reminded me of the Stranger Things finale in a way.
Yeah, so that's what I thought of too, Chris. I thought of the same thing.
I was like, this is like Stranger Things. Yeah, I liked it. However, Stranger Things, they had freaking dialogue. And I know David said we'll cover it, but yeah, that was probably one of my biggest negatives was like Kevin, like need Kevin to say something rather than just, are you ready? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we need more dialogue, bro. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand. We haven't seen this dude in, I don't know how many seasons? Is it
about
2 seasons? 3 seasons?
6 or 7? 6. I think it was 6.
Oh, is it 6? Okay. Yeah, I guess it hasn't been too long, but still, he is the guy that kind of was, other than Braden, he was the face of the show. Before, Emmett was like kind of second tier, but it was literally Braden was number one. Braden and his girlfriend, and then it literally was Kevin and his family. It was Kevin and his family, not like Keisha, Kevin, it was Kevin and then everyone else, and then Ronnie and then everyone. So I thought for someone for a finale, you would give him some lines, like give him some decent lines. You know what I mean? He don't have to be in it the whole freaking, episode, but damn, like at least grant us that. You know what I mean? Like have him like kind of talk to his boys. To me, it was kind of more awkward that you saw Jake and Papa talking to Shad and Victor, which was cool, having them talk to the OGs or whatever, the old folks or whatever. But nah, man, they should be talking to Kevin like, yo, how's LA? How's everything? How's it going over there?
You remember when they were talking to Bakari? Because that sealed it for me. When those three were talking and Kevin's not there, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Right. I thought it was such a missed opportunity. Such a big missed opportunity. Speaking of Bakari, surprised he was even invited again, I guess. I don't know. There was a lot of weird stuff going on in this episode. It was like, I don't want Bakari at my wedding. Tiffany, I don't want that bitch. Actually, you know what? Fine. F it. Like, you used to be my bridesmaid, and Bakari could be there too. I was just, I don't know, because especially like you paying, I guess you're going. I guess so. But yeah, it was overall. I would say overall, it was really, really cool. The other thing I thought was really weird. Oh, no joke, when Bakari caught the garter,
the garter,
what not, and then he opened up and says, "You're next." I was like, "That's something you see in horror movies." I thought that was an omen.
Hey, and then he got shot.
"You're
So
next."
yeah,
Like, I know what you did last summer. But like, you look around, there's no one there, and I'm like, "Oh, that's a sign. That's a sign."
Chris, it is. Who threw it to him?
I'm trying to remember who did.
Who threw it to him? Emmett.
Emmett.
Yeah.
What happened to Emmett?
Oh, he got shot and now,
And then what?
So he survived. Kevin survived. I mean, Emmett survived, and now,
I don't know if they did that on purpose, but
no,
it
they
does
ain't
come
that
together,
smart, bro.
I'm just saying.
You know, no joke. You know, don't forget this show is
The Shot.
Yeah, I know this, you know, I mean, I'm just, but
I don't know. I don't know if they put that much thought into it.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, so yeah, but then I also thought it was weird because then Fatima catches the bouquet because I'm thinking like, so I was like, I'm thinking like, shouldn't they made it where like his girl
Victor.
Yeah, either Victor.
If Fatima caught it, then Victor would have caught it, and then they would have been together. Then that's
or vice versa, where it's like, fine, you have Bakari catch his thing, and then his girl catches it. Lene. Yeah, Lene. So I just thought that was kind of weird that they, you know, but whatever. I mean, realistically, during marriages, you don't necessarily. I mean, when you have like people throwing stuff, you don't necessarily have the full couples necessarily getting it. Matter of fact, it's supposed to be the single. I just thought about this. It's supposed to be all the single folks supposed to come up on the thing. Yeah. So Fatima, I guess, technically makes sense because she's still single.
Yeah, she's still single. Yeah.
Yeah, but is she
not married? It's not married. So even if you're with someone, you're not married. So I'm saying,
okay. Well, damn, that's like everybody. That's everybody in the show. Then
that's what I'm saying. So all of them were fair game. You can't have married people.
True. Very true. You know, but I'll say overall it was cool. I thought. Oh, the other thing, I think another missed opportunity was Shad. When Shad was doing like the speak, for some reason I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be dope? Because I don't know if y'all saw him and Nathan Lane and the other guy, I'm blanking on the name, but a year ago they showed back up at Disney World and they did songs from The Lion King. They did, and it was like Nathan Lane. Yeah, so they did the Timon and Pumbaa, and then all of a sudden here comes Jason Weaver comes up doing Simba's part. I was like, oh, he still got it. And this was from like a year and a half ago. So I was, for some reason, I was thinking like, maybe he'll be singing. Like I would have thought it would have been dope if Lena had like Jason Weaver to like do it like a song or something. You know, Jason Weaver been singing. I don't know. You know, you know, you know us when we do this, when we review the show, it's just we become reviewers or whatever. But I mean, we writers rewrite. We do rewrite.
Oh yeah.
So. But other than that, decent wedding, I would say. So.
All right. Again, as I will follow my own rule and not to be redundant, this was for me. I'm surprised you didn't say anything about Cassius not being at Keisha and Emmett's wedding. In fact, he was there. He just didn't have any dialogue, and they recasted him with some dark-skinned kid, which don't make any kind of sense. But if you go back, I was screaming in myself to be like, where the fuck are those kids at? Because when I saw Devontae carrying the rings for his dad, by the way, this is the second time Devontae watched his dad marry another woman. Just and you know, besides his mom. And then I'm like, where's EJ who lives with them? And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, Cassius. I was like, where's Cassius? But he took a photo with all his kids. It was his three plus Ronnie. He was holding Ronnie and Darnell. So technically, all his kids were there. They were all accounted for. Cassius got no lines. So I was like, I'm happy that they were there, and I tried to take that as a positive. But still, fuck Emmett as a father. I just that's my own personal opinion. Also, and then about the wedding, yes, a lot of times were wasted in those photos. Dre, it was awesome to see Dre. I thought Nuck. I want to tie it to what you said about Nuck, Chris. Since Jada came back as a ghost or some kind of heavenly figure, right? I wanted Nuck to come back and talk to Keisha. Get over it. I love you. I appreciate you. Forgive Tiffany because, you know, I did kill Rob, you know what I'm saying? But forgive her and move on. And I'm here for you and Ronnie and all that kind of shit. Like, I feel like that's the only thing that would got Keisha out of her shit and be like, okay, let's like I can move on now. I can move on now. I felt I wanted that. And so I thought he was good. Like you said, I thought she was gonna look out and see him, right? And then and with the picture, I thought Emmett was gonna see Jada. I would much rather him saw Jada at the wedding. Right? When he's dancing, right? And mom's there.
That would have been good. That would have been a nice touch.
There, right? And that's at her house, right? It's supposedly that's at her house. So like it'd be like mom's here. And I get that, right? So I thought that would have been a better use of her. With Dre and Nina showing up, and they should have talked to Darnell. Hey, Darnell, how's it going? Sorry, Jada gone. We were busy, but we love we love you. We miss you. We need to acknowledge this. Right? That was their best friend. That should have been done. And Riley, who's Riley? My new lady. Welcome to the family. Jada would have been happy. Something. I would have loved to see that kind of wrapped up but to dialogue. I thought that would have been something. Damn, that would have cemented her care more for. No. It was already cemented. There's nothing more Keisha needed to do to let us know Nuck is deep in her vagina. Like she will carry him for the rest of her life. Like there's nothing. There's nothing.
You people have gotten so hung up on whatever happened in these past few episodes or whatever of her not saying certain things. Lena Waithe, the captain of the ship, came back to co-write this episode, and she had the conversation with Tiffany, and everything she said out of her mouth was about Ronnie or whatever. So she righted the ship. Well, all the other episodes, you're like, well, she should invoke Ronnie's name so that we know that it's not a romantic thing. And she did that at the top of this episode. Every time she mentioned Nook, it was, this is how it's affecting Ronnie and all of that. So I'm like, I think that it was solidified. It's not romantic. It's just about Ronnie, and that's how they closed it out.
Again, I disagree with that bullshit because you never saw Ronnie do anything to show that he was like, Daddy? You know what I'm saying? Right. But to that point, thank you, Jemani. Actually, the flash forward to the future, I would have liked to have seen Keisha, because remember she said what she's gonna do? I want to bury Nuck. I want to bury him so my son can see him, right? So it should have been a scene of him going to the gravesite. We know Nuck's name and being like, hey, we can move on. We're a family, but you know who your daddy is, and you know of him. That would have sealed it, since it's really for Ronnie, right? Like that would have been something that we should have had. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, because she's always screaming Ronnie, but in the end, it was about her. She was crying over this man. She was lost him. Also, the preparation was awesome. To see the dress and the shoes and everything just perfect. Also, Sharice and I were talking about this, so I want to get y'all's opinion. All right, because we were I won't say arguing. We were discussing yesterday. Okay. Keisha says we can't have it at Tiffany's house. Keisha said we can't have the wedding at Tiffany's house because she killed Nuck. Right? That was her reasoning. Right.
Right. Was
Nuck's body dug up at her house? Don't tell me what we saw. I'm asking, when they dug up the body, I don't think it was there. Bad writing. We're talking about bad writing. They did not dig up Nuck at Tiffany's house. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I don't think so either. I don't think it was there either. It didn't even look like the same spot when they dug him. When they pulled him and they had him on that thing hanging, it did not look like the same spot. It looked like someone dug him up and put him somewhere else. So it could have been Trig who did that. I don't know. But somebody moved the body away from Tiffany's house.
I heard an interview with Darnell and Jason Weaver. And they said that one of them said that they knew, and one of them said that they didn't know when they were at the house for the bachelor party or whatever, that Nook was buried there. And like Jason Weaver was like, yeah, I was laughing about it the whole time or whatever, that's where the body was or whatever. So that's where they dug him up from. That they didn't move him.
But that's what they didn't. That I understand what you're saying, Jemani, but we're talking about the way that it looked when they actually pulled him out of the ground. That whole area looked completely different than when Tiffany was standing there with Trig in front of the so-called grave for nothing. It was a completely different area.
I just think I think all that is though really is just these writers just not doing a good job as far as having the same location. I mean, hell, even look at this episode. This episode when you have Victor and Jake visiting Reg in jail. If you saw the visitors label, they didn't even get that one correct. They made it where it said visitor's name and it had Jake's name, right? So it says visitor and it says Jake. But then it goes to Victor's and it says visitor's name and it says visitor. What? Like, so no, so I kind of disagree with y'all. I hear you. Yes, it was definitely a different location, but only a different location for the people, for the staffers of the show. Okay, I'll just say that. You were not supposed to know. You weren't supposed to be paying that deep attention to it. That's my opinion. Okay. I believe that was still supposed to be in Tiffany's backyard, but come on, this ain't. If this was like, I know David hates when I say this. If this was HBO, I'll be like, yo, like, yeah, this is like, I would agree, but this show be messing up a lot. Okay. We cannot pretend that they don't do this.
No, but I'm saying the reason I bring it up is because I think, my problem with that is there's no way Keisha would not have said that. Not only did you kill my baby's father, buried him in your backyard, but then you offered to host my wedding on his gravesite. Like, there's no fucking way after that kind of level of disrespect that she would have been like, but you can still be in the wedding, girl. I understand. Like that, like, no, because she knows she did it. So and she got past. That would have been conversation. Also from an investigative standpoint.
But they did. I don't. I guess my thing is, but then she also didn't say anything about the fact that they were going to host a wedding in the same house that she shot Nuckin. So she also didn't say nothing about that in the house.
Because also that has a bit, but that wasn't discussed either. That actually,
but I guess, I hear you, but I'm saying, but the fact that they didn't even discuss that means that they don't necessarily mean because they didn't discuss the backyard that that they moved the body. That's all I'm saying.
So I just,
I mean, you know.
Okay, I got you.
I could be wrong. I'm just saying, like, this show likes to tell you a lot of stuff, like when they actually do it. That's all I'm saying.
No, can we just all agree that they missed a lot of stuff?
They missed a lot of stuff.
All right, at the end of the day, Lena did a hell of a job with all of this. This was a lot. And she had to end a show that had been on for 8 years, that had some seasons where we were like, what are you doing? But people love this ending. You got to see how many people are like, this was awesome. She made people happy. People were happy with this ending. It gave people a lot of emotions too, who were, really tied to these characters and love these characters. So there's a lot, and I think us just shitting on it is, well, why are we doing that? Like, can we just enjoy the fact that this was a black show that ended in a really awesome way? Like, it just did. All of y'all are shitting on it. All of us. We're shitting on it.
No, I just said that they made a lot of mistakes, and that
they did. We know they made a lot of mistakes, but you point out every single mistake is shitting on a show.
No, because even one of my favorite, The Odyssey, which I think is the best movie of the year, there was some stuff I think they made mistakes on. And if I call it out, that don't mean I'm shitting on the movie. It just means I'm just saying that there's some issues. You know what I mean? Yeah. But all I was saying is just kind of just disputing the fact that the location of the body. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, if I thought it was that big of a deal, I would have even brought it up then. You know what I mean? But I just kind of just let it go, because it was like one of those things where it's like, yes, the show did that. Matter of fact, again, like even the whole thing I was telling y'all about with him being in prison and the name tag being off, I just let it go. I didn't even bring up that.
Yeah, but anyway,
I guess my point is, it's just like there's just stuff I just like, in the show sometimes you just gotta let it go. And this show, because of their track record sometimes with stuff, that one I was just like, the whole body thing, I was like, I don't know if that necessarily amounts to them changing it. That's all I'm saying. But no, I honestly, no joke, Kim, I think the episode was for the most part good. Okay, so like seriously, you know what I mean? Seriously, I I don't need no more hate. People already hate me about the whole stat thing. Okay, all right. I get it. So I don't want no more. I don't want people to show up in my house. All right.
All right.
But this show is trying to play on heartstrings and nostalgia as opposed to good storylines and dialogue that needs to be in the show. So as far as lack of writing, let's just bring people back and people will feel nostalgic and be all emotional or whatever. So I'm like, this is like cheap tricks to me.
Well, again, again, that's an extreme also. So that's what we do for one. All right. I'm not going to change my mind. Right. Like this was a great episode, but I'm not changing how I review a show. Like I love the fact that the wedding happened. I love the fact that the family came back together again. That doesn't change the fact that there's some things for me that were major parts, you know what I'm saying, that they kind of did to kind of get the story from point A to point B. And I'm not changing my mind about that. So, but that being said, honestly, I'm generally going to miss these characters. It feels like saying goodbye to people that I've known for years. Yeah, true. Thank you to Shy for 8 unforgettable seasons. It was overall a great show, and they brought the family back together. I would like to have seen when Keisha takes the house back from Bakari because he's leaving, and she like walks around the house and she remembers the great memories. I thought that was awesome. It kind of reminded me of when Tasha saying goodbye to the penthouse. Like in the final episode of Power, like what happened here, like I thought that was cool. Where's the rest of the family? I'm like you said, you brought Nina back, you brought Kevin back, right? They should have been in the house, like also because Nina's the one that gave the house to Lene, so not Keisha. So let's get the family together. I don't need words, okay, but you put the family together for a family moment. Like
but I'm like they did that 2 seasons ago with Emmett. Remember when they did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with you see all the stuff in there, and then it's an empty apartment. I'm like, they just doing the same thing all over again.
Well, and that's why I'm about to say, David, Uncle Phil, and not Viv and Ashley was not in that, was not looking at it like when Will Smith was at the end. So
to your example, everybody left the room though. Let's not forget that everybody said goodbye, and in the end, the star of the show was in the end, and he saw the room. That's not the same thing. Keisha, like I'm saying, her family came in for her wedding. I like the fact that Nina acknowledged that she wasn't there for Ronnie's birth. No, Jada's birth. I really like the fact that they talked about that and they acknowledged that. Kevin also, again, to your point of dialogue, like, hey sis, I'm back. I gave birth and everything. Yeah, my fault. Video games, but but that could have been. I'm saying that would have been a good moment to kind of have those kind of conversations. Because why bring the actors back just for nostalgia? But again, there's dialogue that can be held. That's what I'm saying. That's a missed opportunity for dialogue between the characters.
Yeah,
in a very important moment. That's what I'm saying. Then we got 8 seasons. Can't there be nostalgia? There's nothing wrong with nostalgia.
Yeah, no nostalgia.
Gemma didn't come. Yeah, Gemma didn't come back. I wouldn't really worry about Gemma. Really.
Hers definitely was not necessary.
Yeah. You got to have minimum Kevin. Like you, I mean, if Kevin, no one else showed up.
I preferred it was Misha. The fact because to see their journey, because they went from shitting on each other. You want to talk about shitting on them? They were shitting on each other in season 1, and Misha being the biggest bully. Yeah. To them, slowly, her falling in love with Papa, and then but kind of had a little thing for Kevin, and next thing you know, Kevin pops up. What's up?
No, I was gonna say Maisha chased down Kevin. That was her first choice. She stalked him. She's like, you're gonna be my boyfriend. It wasn't until I think when they started changing the writers when they were like, no, she needs to be with Papa for some dumb reason. I think because they're both big. But she wanted Kevin from day one, and so I love this. I love to see them, together. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Can I? You brought up Papa, and I just thought about a thing I missed about the wedding. How the hell you talked about him getting some action and him clapping some cheeks or whatever?
Yeah,
he couldn't even get a kiss. He had to kiss her pinky finger.
Oh damn!
That was another big negative. That was
damn.
This show shitted on Papa so much. I mean, I get it. I get. Okay, fine. You don't marry them. Fine, whatever. But the whole thing with Kenya, I'm sorry. He could have been a gentleman and did the whole kiss thing. But I'm sorry. They should have wrote in where Kenya just says, you know what, screw that. put the hand down and just leaned over. Like even a small little thing on the kid, like you know what I mean. Jake gets to like have like start kissing on Weed Head girl. Well, they both weed heads. You know what I mean? Like they get a whole moment to themselves and whatnot. And same thing with Bakari. Hell, Bakari put a baby in that thing. You know, in Lene. You know,
right.
And then like that. Actually, to be honest, if it was okay, let's just say that you don't even have them kiss. You did a year later, and then Kenya gets up and Kenya is pregnant or whatever.
Thank you.
I would have been all right with that.
Thank you.
I would have been all right with that if y'all don't even have them kiss. But then that kind of shows that they're still together. But no, you just show him doing Papa's pulpit, which I think is awesome. But I'm like, all right, but what about y'all? What about you and Kenya? Right. Like, you know, what's up? You know.
So to that point, I would have because anyway, I was told that I want the hour an episode to be 5 hours. I don't. Take scenes out that are unnecessary and replace them. The scene of Jake and Desiree smoking weed in the future, take that out, and you get him, her, Kevin, Maisha, fucking and yeah, those four with showing Papa when he proposes to Kenya.
Yes.
Right? So now we got the friends together, we got progression, and Papa finally gets, you know, someone, right? Like that would be awesome. And to be like they have a future and they still stay in contact. That's how I would have wanted that particular scene.
It wouldn't even have had to have been all that. It could have just been he puts on the headphones to do Papa's pulpit. You see the ring on the finger, and she's like running the mixing board or something.
Oh, there you go.
I'm all right with that too.
There you go. There you go. I didn't want to see him by himself. I just thought it was bullshit that in the end he's by himself. And the only
doing the same thing he's been doing for half the series. Like he's right back at square one.
There's no progression in his character. Like none.
He's like, you can never get rid of me. And I'm like, yeah, you said it to like best friends. Like,
right.
I'm like, come on.
So Kenya's kid, thank you for so Kenya's kid was playing by himself in front of Kenya and Papa on the couch. He was there. I mean, she don't take care of her child or nothing, but he was generally in the area. But he was there. But I was asking about him too. Jake and Desiree. I give zero fucks about this couple. Two dead pastors were also not addressed. Who else thought it would have been? I know probably too much, David, but if Kenya, Kenya and Papa would have thanked Tiffany for killing Nook.
Oh, oof. No, you know what? Maybe if Kenya thanked him, and then Papa just like intervenes and says, "No, you got to learn to forgive," and then Kenya's like, "You know, you right," or something. I don't know. You know, maybe not make it as corny, but no, it wouldn't. It would not be cool for Papa to do that because then we're supposed to show that Papa like progressed. You know what I mean? And if he really progressed to be like in his father's image, especially after this, what we saw from the first couple of seasons with season 2 or season 3 with his dad, as well as when Common, because remember when Common was in it, and Common briefly kind of talked to the kids before he really talked to Ronnie. Yeah, you know, it was just like more of like. Papa was kind of like more of a sponge and kind of took like the moral high road for everything. So I think it would have made sense if he was the one that did not do the thinking, but maybe Kenya did and he just kind of said, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, like I understood why you did it, but but now this is the time for us to heal. You know what I mean? And then that's it. That would have been cool.
You know? Well, that's
but
not
they didn't know. Oh, yeah.
No, that's Papa. No,
Kenya they didn't know, found out who killed the dads. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
No, that's not true. The beginning,
Papa knew. Papa knew.
Kenya knew.
When did Papa find out that Nuck was the one?
He talked to Bakari about it. Didn't he confront Bakari about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, "Why the fuck are you hanging out with this dude that killed my dad?" No, that happened. That happened. And then at the beginning of this season, Kenya and Kenya's mama knew that Nuck did it because that's how they found out. That's how Lene found out.
Because Bakari got kicked out of Papa's house because he was still hanging around with Nuck.
Yeah. So that's not true. Anyway, Kim, I know we're being negative. Bakari living his best life. Book writer, baby coming. Thoughts, please. What do you think?
For first thought was who did his hair?
Damn.
Like that hair was bad.
Damn.
Like, oh my God. I was like. He does have a prominent forehead. Yes, he does. But they could have done better than that hair. Like, why did you even have to mess with his hair? Just leave it the way it was. But anyway,
He's in a different state now, Kim. He's in Atlanta. That's the style down there, apparently.
Oh,
No,
is it? Well,
No, he's not.
it shouldn't be for everyone.
Hold up. Wait. He left Chicago? Because that's not what I saw.
He's in Atlanta.
My bad. All right. Okay.
Yeah, matter of fact, I mean, they don't say explicitly, but the signs that you could tell was Janae wearing that Spellman shirt. That was kind of like they focused on her shirt, Spellman.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was like,
thank you.
Yeah.
That makes.
And then matter of fact, wasn't there something in the background or something like they showed like ATL colors or something? I don't,
My fault.
But to your point, because there was no audio, there wasn't.
I thought his dumbass was still in Chicago. That's what I thought. I was like, he learned nothing. But anyway, Kim, please. Sorry.
No, I thought it was a good scene. And then when they had Lene stand up and she was pregnant, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is their beginning. So I thought it was cool. I was kind of shocked that he was alive though. But I think that he's a fan favorite no matter what. People like Bacardi. So or whatever his name is.
He could be alive, but he got shot the hell up.
He did get shot up, and I didn't see. I thought he would be in a wheelchair.
That's
like
what
if you're gonna keep him alive, put him in a wheelchair.
That's my okay. I'm sorry. Bakari got shot moving. I'm sorry. With his sister. Def was in. So I'm again. Wheelchair probably would have been it. He didn't need a new hairstyle. I don't know what the fuck they were doing with that. I don't know what they were doing with that. Bakari grew his hair out for what? Maybe he was in a coma and he just woke up and that's what it was. Like so he's like, oh
David,
shit,
I just noticed that it's behind you.
Oh, you didn't see that, Kim?
I was gonna put, I think, Kid. I was gonna put Kid up there, but his hair is not that high, so I was like, I need someone, and I was like,
well, you also know that Kid. That's really that was Kid's real hair, isn't it? Wasn't it at the time?
That
was Kid's hair. That was not Bakari's actual hair.
I was like, I gotta do something. I was actually gonna put because again, Shreese and I were going back and forth about the kids. I was gonna put the picture of Emmett and all his kids together, like as the thumbnail, but I said, no, I gotta do Bakari's big ass head. So we were correct about who shot him and why he shot him.
Yeah.
But we also said, and I was not on board with this, I gotta admit it, but like the whole Jason's lyric route, I was like, he gets to roll out, but he gets to leave. And I was like, Jason's lyric. They were like, that's what we're gonna give him. And I was like, the baby was an awesome touch. Awesome touch.
I like that he's selling his book in the proper way now. And that he's actually making some money off of his book. And that Reg was reading the book.
Look at that.
Like, yeah.
Look at that. Steve Harvey hair man unit.
Oh,
yes.
There you
go. What's up, Jemani? I saw you listening. What's going on?
I'm like, I can't give you the Jason's lyrics on that. That was like when you skip a year ahead, that's I can't give it to you then or whatever. If it was like the day after or
he got shot 15 times, Jemani. Like it ain't gonna be no day after. Like it's like the fact that they win a year is actually realistic. Like they no way in the world he was gonna be on a bus after that. No. Like come on. But I know what you're going with. I get you. What's up?
Yeah. But as far as that goes, I'm like, yeah, I know that's cinematically the way that it happened in Menace to Society, but after watching Stranger Things finale, that's all I can think about when they do a hard cut like that. It's just like, oh, we just gonna skip over the action and just hard cut to the aftermath. I just think of Stranger Things from that one. So
that's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I wonder. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm like, what you guys were saying about the wheelchair or something. He needed to have had some sort of long-term injury proof with as many times as he was shot.
Maybe we didn't really see him get up, but we also didn't see a cane or anything either.
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine. I'm saying so it don't make a lot of sense. Ink. What are your thoughts on Bakari's future? Famous book writer.
I mean, we knew we were going to end that way with him selling his book. We said it like back in episode 2 or something that we was like the last episode, his book's on sale and things like that. So we knew that was going to happen. I did like to touch that Lene was pregnant because I felt like they had to get somebody pregnant in the finale, but I guess they're the one who makes sense since, I don't know, Papa and Kenya, whatever they're doing. I think because they're Christian, they're celibate. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
You know, Kenny got a baby, right?
Yeah, but I think maybe she went celibate afterwards. You know, and then Papa just always been celibate.
That's because he can't get none. That's not a religious choice. He had terrible.
No, that is she was trying to give it up to him. He turned it down.
But they fuck Papa. Anyway, we're moving on to Bakari. I'm sorry, please.
But yeah, Bakari having that nice ending. Yeah, I mean, I think that was nice. You know, them being in Atlanta finally and things like that. But like, I will forgive him on the hair. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe that was his long-term injury from the shot. It was brain damage, and he thought he could grow his hair out. They could at least have braided it or something. I don't understand what they were going with it. It was the worst hair piece I ever seen. It's like I don't know what possessed them to do that. I mean, just didn't make any sense.
That's it. Also, let's remember he's a murderer. So when I saw Tracy show up to the wedding, I actually was hoping she would shoot him. Like, because the way the trailer was cut, it looked like something happened at the wedding or maybe at the reception. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know I texted to the crew. So I texted the crew to be like, Tracy should have put a bullet in Bakari. Like, she should have helped with the drive-by. I'm not saying he dies, but she should have helped with the drive-by. Because and talk about crazy. She's sitting up there watching this man and be like, hey, what? Huh? It's like, yeah, we just gotta party it out because murder. Who hasn't done it, right? And it's like, no, that's not okay. Like, I ain't dancing with this motherfucker right here. What was the point of Smitty going to Smokies? What was the point of Smitty in general? Just that was fucking ridiculous. Because that's when Hannibal came back, right? That's right, because he's with Angie, right? Am I getting confused? Right?
What was the point of Hannibal coming back?
The whole thing with Hannibal.
I'm like, what happened to his? He didn't find out that she spent all his money on the new nigga.
On Smith, not all the money, but some of the money. Let's just say that. But that was unnecessary.
But also too, is that how witness protection works? Like, if the person you snitching on get killed, then they just kick you out of witness protection, or you just like, oh, did he choose to leave? I don't understand. But he was in one of witness protection, right?
Yeah.
So
you could choose. I mean, it's up to you, but you get to.
So I guess he thought he's safe. I don't know. I didn't see no point of him coming back just for him and Angie to break up. Like, why?
Right. That was
unnecessary.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck. No one said, "Hey, we're at this point." Because we already, when she crossed hands with Smitty, we were like, "Okay, she's committed to this thug." So he should took her to the wedding. He was in witness protection from Nuck, I guess. Smitty didn't go to Smokies. That was Rafi. So Rafi went to Smokies looking for Bakari.
Well, Rafi could have gone to the wedding. His kid and his baby mama was at the wedding. He could have went to the wedding and shot Bakari there.
Look at that. Let's just keep everything at the wedding. Happy for Shad getting the house. So thank you for that segue. That was also an unnecessary scene for me. So the flash forward to him cooking hot dogs and that bullshit, like that should have been Patience getting Reg out of jail because Reg didn't kill anybody. And if she can get Victor out of jail, she can get Reg out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I would much rather have seen that.
No.
Please.
If you confess to a murder, you surrender your rights to habeas corpus. Yeah, like you to say that you're guilty. You're saying I am revoking all rights to appeals and to finding out true innocence, habeas corpus, and all that type of stuff. You can't reopen that.
That doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, Victor literally just did that. Victor literally
did that, Jamani.
Victor didn't go through the system.
He didn't. If Reg would have said, I changed my plea, he can do that. He can say he changed his plea. You mean to tell me?
But you're saying at what stage? After he's gotten the sentence or
we
before?
We don't know how far he got. Can we agree? All we see him is behind bar. We don't know how far he went to this process. Reg should not be in jail for this fucking murder. That's all I'm saying. And Patience should have got him out. That's all I'm saying. So unless you disagree with that, why are we doing that?
It seems like Reggie wants to be there for whatever reason. It does not seem like he's looking for a way out, which is crazy. And my point is, forget about all of that patient stuff and whatever. My issue with Reggie, right, is I took the rap for Victor.
Yes.
Right? Because he wanted to take the rap for Tiffany.
Yes.
Who he has feelings for. And as soon as I get in jail, he don't give a fuck about her and goes back to this Fatima person. I would be pissed off about that because I'm now taking the rap for Tiffany. I don't give a damn about Tiffany.
So even more to our point, can I say our point? Reg has no fucking reason to be in there. So say I changed my mind and Patience can get him off. He should not be in jail. There's nothing, no murder weapon, no DNA, no fingerprints. If they found the fucking body in Tiffany's house and they found the weapon in Tiffany's house, then Tiffany did that shit. So I'm saying there's no fucking reason Reg should be in jail. There's none. There's none. Not so.
I 100% agree, but so he is not reneging on it. So that's the issue. Is that he?
So he's dumb as fuck. The body was in Tiffany's backyard, and why is she not in jail? Exactly. And when they raided her house, they found the murder weapon. They should have found the murder weapon.
Right,
so that's a huge problem. That's not a small thing. That's a huge fucking plot hole in this storyline, and it's dumb as fuck. Reggie took the rap for two men. He took the rap for one man and Tiffany, I guess. Reg didn't want to get let out of prison. He wanted to redeem himself to his brother.
That's how I took it. That's kind of how I
redeem what this is misguided. Okay, but it's fine.
No. I hear it. No, I understand. No. Here's the deal. So to your point, Dave. No, Reg definitely should not be in jail. And to be honest, it should fight. But I think they wrote this to make it where Reg felt like he probably deserved this. You know what I mean? Like for all the horrible shit that he did.
That would have
yeah. But to your point, it should have been like maybe a combo to your point. And then it was like when he met with Victor and Jake and that scene, which I thought was an awesome scene, by the way. You know, saying like, you know, hey, we ain't gonna stop coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep visiting. If that maybe there should have been a line that said, hey, like, yo, we're gonna get you out, and then Red say, nah, don't bother. You know what I mean? If he would have said that, and it was just more, you know what I mean? Because let's be real, just like similar to Nut, Reg did a lot of horrible shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So let's be real, he deserved to be in jail. Maybe not for this murder, but just
give me to your point. To while they're talking, we can get Patience, bro. She got me out, and I was with a dead body with bloody hands, and I could come home. I've done too much bullshit, bro. If I didn't do this, like you said, I've done I've done plenty of other things. I deserve to be in here. Let me take this one, right? Like I would have been like, okay, I get it. I'm sorry if that was the arc and that's where he was at, I would have get that real quick. Yeah. I think it would have been better if Bakari got shot similar to Ronnie. I totally agree, but I'm glad he survived. He was one of my favorites, and that's where they have good writing. They took a killer that we saw on camera and turned him into Kevin. They turned him into the center of the show because it ended with him. It ended with him. He became the Kevin in this situation. You agree, Kim?
Yeah, I do. I believe he took the place of maybe Brandon. Maybe
I think that's.
I feel.
And Emmett.
You think it's Emmett? Okay.
Yeah, because that mentorship, especially after season 3, I would submit. I'll submit.
Yeah, I would say that. But he did become like a fan favorite. People actually do love that character, and that's why I think that they didn't actually kill him. And I knew they weren't going to kill him at the wedding because that is too much trauma for these people to deal with again, right? Like these people have been through a lot of trauma, and to do that at the happiest time, no, I don't think that's going to happen. So, yeah, but it was I don't know. I think Reg has a lot of guilt for the way he treated his brothers, for things that he did. I think he's trying to redeem himself. And I think that he wants, it's like self-sabotage. He just wants to, he feels like he's supposed to be punished for all the things that he's done to his brothers and to other people. So this is his what do they call it? Pendant? No, not pendants.
Penance.
Penance.
Yeah.
So that's why he's okay with being in there. And that whole scene, that was a very emotional scene. The guy who plays Victor, he was so emotional
Luke
without tears. Yeah, James, he very very emotional without tears, but you knew exactly what he was feeling. And then when Reg put his hand out there, well, no, when Trick put his hand out and Reg grabbed it, they both couldn't take it. That was a really nice scene, I
Yeah.
thought. And
Yeah.
Jake too. Yeah, Jake did a good job. Yeah.
You want me to tell you? I'll tell you exactly why it was over. When you've seen Victor and Sean in jail, they were behind the glass, so they're in jail. To be having those face-to-face meetings, that's like you're in prison now. So it was like he's already
in the system.
Because no one's ever got out of jail after being convicted. I mean, I hear you, man. I mean, I get Jamani. Let's just move on, Jamani. Let's just move on. It's okay. Like we said, we got other things
about Bakari though. So here's my thing. Okay, I get that people love Bakari, and I understand good writing, but David, you know this about me. Like, I never forgave Emmett with the whole thing with Sonny. Okay,
fuck Emmett.
I don't care. If anything, I thought the photo booth was very telling. Where you got the homie literally looking like joking around like he was going to choke.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
My shit, like, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I will always say F Emmett for that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I was mad because, no joke, Ronnie wasn't one of my favorite characters. So when they try to have Bakari coming in the show, I'm like, this nah, fuck this dude. Nah, fuck that. And then he like later on he kind of confesses like, no, it wasn't even really for Kuji. It was just because I just have a lot of anger. I'm like, man, fuck this dude. So no, I never forgotten that. I was like, okay, so I was like, all right, fine. I will let him try to be like kind of like this brother S dude to Papa or whatever, but I never forgave him. So nah, he was never the Kevin. I can't believe y'all even said that. He is not the new Kevin. He's not the new Brandon. He is not. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Once
again, we gotta disagree, and that's okay. Papa got to break the one wish Willow. You know.
And that dude ruined it too. That dude was like, "Dude, you had a shot. What the hell?" Like,
yo,
just like in that movie, he was like, "She's right there. Just say something. Do something. You don't need a freaking thing."
Back to fuck Emmett. I'm sorry, but no. Okay, like, so when I appreciate him trying to apologize to Tiffany at the wedding. All right, I do. He was like, "Hey, he actually apologized for the bad thing she went through, like in kind of general sense." But I know he was trying to say I was a bad husband and think whatever. I wanted something about EJ. I wanted them to say, we're gonna get EJ some help, right? Like, hey, like we need to like, I'm sorry for being a husband. And she says, hey, I'm gonna move EJ and my grandmother into the house. Like, I want them to be, with me. And we need to do something about EJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got tested, whatever. At some point in this episode, I wanted them to address EJ's situation and to be like, hey, we're gonna move forward with that as a family. Not Tiffany and her mama, but Tiffany and the father of her child being like, hey, I'm in it with you. Let me know what you need and we can work this out. I wanted that acknowledgement, because to kick the poor boy out, and he should have got redeemed or acknowledged, in particular. And I know just now I found you. I love the Shy. I said all along, Reg was not innocent, but he's innocent of this. Yeah, it does come like that, right? Like, so again, if he would have been like, I didn't do this, but I did so much other shit, I deserve to be in here, I would have understand. Vic said, we're not gonna let you rot in here. So kind of implying they're gonna try to get him out, but I guess in the end they said fuck it. If he would have replied and said, I need to be in here, I would have been cool with that. Taking the rap for a girl you not even with is crazy. Yeah. We can agree with that. Somebody said that they seen Brandon in the credits. I didn't see him. No,
Jason Mitchell? You talking about Jason Mitchell's character?
No, he's dead. Like, I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. I mean, unless he like produced it, maybe.
They had a funeral for him. I mean, the show. So what do you think of the ending? Show ended with Devontae, Tevin, and Mondo riding their bikes, similar to how they started with Coogie and stuff. Awesome.
I love that. I thought that was so awesome to see. It's the exact same scene that we saw them say, Jake and Papa and Kevin, and I thought that was the finishing touch. That was it. That was the icing
Yeah.
on the cake for me. Yeah.
Should we have seen a ghost Kuji looking at them or something, or no? Or that would
No,
be
no, that would have been a little bit over. Yeah, but
Well, I thought Jake, Kevin, and Papa should have been watching them on the bikes. I thought that would have been better because that was like their thing. Like it would have been if they were like on the porch. They're at Emmett's house. They're saying goodbye. You know, Kevin's saying, "Hey, Maisha and I gotta go back to California." And hey, Dad, can I take the bikes out with my friends? Sure. And then like they watch them kind of ride off and be like, yeah. And then I think that would have gave us that kind of Stranger Things, passing on the torch, type of type of thing. But I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome. Kim, would you have seen the spinoff of of the Three Musketeers? Did they give us enough to
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to see the same show again.
No.
And that's what it would be. It would just be a continuation of this show. And you can't replace Papa, Jake, and Kevin. You just can't. Those individual actors grew up on the show. And you can't now try to make another show that's like the show that they were in. Nobody's gonna watch that.
Yeah.
But I still think it was a great ending. And those young men, I hope they actually go on to other shows, and I hope they're successful because they did a pretty good job on this show.
They did. Somewhere I want to get to the one I want to talk about, Rosalind. So
they didn't even bring her back.
So
she's the GOAT. She's the GOAT of all characters because she just kill anybody and be like, deuces, you'll never see me again. Like
Rosalind just going to get away with it. So with the Rosalind comment, I would have Tiff, Rosalind, Perry, and Jackie basically got away with murder. People who deserve jail time don't get jail time. However, Reg, Victor, and Rashad went to jail. Hold up. So Reg deserves to be in jail for many, many reasons. So let's not put him in the saint category. To your point, Rafi just rolled off after almost murdering the man. I'm sure nobody made any effort to call the cops or anything because it's the Shy. Rashad should have killed Rosalind off camera. Listen, off camera. I would have liked to have seen he's sitting with he's eating hot dogs or some bullshit with patients, and a text message something. Rosalind Perry was killed today, 3 bullets in her ass, something. And somehow we know that he did it to justify the bullshit between Alicia and Nola, because this was a thing, and I'm like, and Jackie just disappeared, like she murdered Nora and just never.
Jackie might be with Rosalind. Rosalind likes studs. So I think maybe Rosalind got with Jackie. He brought it off in the sunset somewhere.
There you go.
That would be awesome. that would be awesome. Does anybody else know ever wonder about Emmett and the other kids? Didn't he have 5 total? Don't get me started. No.
All the kids 4.
No, he has 4. Three sons and a daughter. He has 3 sons and a daughter.
And 1 stepson. He got stepson. Ronnie.
He
has Ronnie. That's true. 5. That's 5.
So he got 5.
Yeah, so 5 kids. So he now has 5 kids total. But they were all at the wedding. He only really acknowledged Devontae, but that's okay. Saying the other ones are in his heart ish. And let's see, Jackie still out there playing video games, pretending to shoot. Actually, she's a real shooter. I mean, apparently she's an experienced assassin sniper. Which no spinoff or season 9. It's ironic that Charles started this season as Pastor Ezekiel's at Pastor Ezekiel's funeral and ended up marrying Keisha and Emmett. I'm not sure how that's ironic.
He was already a pastor.
Yeah.
No, he meant ironic. I think it means it's ironic because you're over there presiding over death, and then now you're doing something.
Oh, wedding at a funeral.
Wedding and a funeral. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's all there's.
Okay. What happened to his barbershop?
Yeah, I didn't think he was a pastor anymore. I thought he was just barbering. Right?
He was barbering. What happened to that? Damn it! What? Fuck this show.
He's not a main character though. That's it. I mean, so he's not a main character.
Well, they should have wrote him off.
But
yes, thank you. He shouldn't have not been in this.
He should have not been here.
Remember when he first started, when he first came on the show, and he was like blackmailing Pastor Zeke into letting him back in the church, and he said something to him. He's like, "Remember, I know where all the bodies are buried," like implying that he has some dirt on Pastor Zeke, right? But like none of that ever came to light. We don't know what happened with that. Like he just like why?
Like fuck.
But they did a knock on him. That they changed
we did
his
see the bodies that
first...
were buried.
What? Where? What are you talking about?
With the white girl that he was sleeping with or whatever. That was the big secret that Zeke had or whatever, and that he was in business with what's his Duda.
Okay, Jelani.
Wait, he alluded to something much bigger than
that. like history.
How did you alluding to it being what?
Because it seemed like everyone knew about that white girl. So I don't. Pretty much everyone knew about that white girl. So it wasn't. His own wife knew about the white girl. So it wasn't that big of a secret necessarily. I think he knew something much deeper, way deeper than that, and they that they just decided not to sell. It
could have been the money laundering thing. I think because he was also involved in that. But that never. I mean, especially once Duda died, it just went nowhere. 100,000% agree with you about new Kevin. No way Bakari can take Kevin's place. No disrespect, just truth. I'm not saying I agree.
Bakari, I think Bakari, his progression was good. I think for me, Bakari's progression started, in my opinion, when Kadeem Hardison was introduced.
Yeah.
That's when, in my opinion, when his character kind of, I guess if you want to say elevated a little bit. But then even then it was just more like, just write about my life. It was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to little what he did in the sense of compared to Kevin, but Kevin, you see him like kind of make bad choices and him kind of learning from that, him being this timid kid to him just like kind of just being like, okay, I'm going to do this, him learning from mistakes with Gemma to all kinds of stuff, the whole thing with his sister and him not giving a damn like what people thought, especially after his sister gets kidnapped, because now he's on the warpath trying to find his sis. I know people were trying to find a Kevin replacement and whatnot, but in my opinion, there was no Kevin replacement. You know what I mean? If they wanted to have like an adequate replacement, they should have done that kind of with I would say Jake, but then Jake was kind of too far on the deep end. So possibly Papa, but not the rehashes, but they kind of ruined that with Papa. So but can I say something that kind of one thing that kind of scarred this episode a little bit was it starting off. The very first thing we saw was that whole confrontation with the whole thing with Nuck. That whole thing. I don't know. I feel like if they would have cut that first few minutes, you know what I mean, and got rid of that, we'd have been fine. I felt, but I get it. They had it because then it amounted to nothing. It amounted
you mean Keisha and Tiffany?
Yeah, the whole thing with Keisha and Tiffany, because then Keisha afterwards was like once Tiffany said the whole thing was like, well, my son also lost a father too. And even though we were screaming that for several episodes at Keisha, like through our TV screens, right? So her hearing that, she's like, I guess you got a good point. You know what I mean? And then all was forgiven after. Well, not really forgiven, because she said, I will forgive you, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll learn to do like all this other stuff. So then it just kind of seemed like all this kind of was like for nothing. You know what I mean? Because we all said like there should have been some bloodshed that amounted to the way they built it up. The way they built it up. You know what I mean? If you don't build it up like this, it's like someone should have died. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I was like, I would have, if Nuck, the Nuck Force Ghost would have been better in that scene. Like, to be, again, till we can get past this. You know what I'm saying? So, and even not even added to Jada. Jada's scene was just unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? The way they did her. You know what I'm saying? As we already discussed. But that would have been a better use of the speaking from the grave. Right. And again, I wanted them to acknowledge Nuck, and then it would have been good to say we're going to remember. So Kadeem should have been at the book signing in Atlanta, back at Hillman with Whitley.
Oh wow, that would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Dope.
That would have been crazy. The professor was over in Bakari after he lost the scholarship.
But at least you gave him a scholarship, didn't he? I'm also confused.
Yeah. He was paying his way, Dr. Gardner. was paying his way through college. Does Charles think he's about to wife that freak Zuri and turn her into a first lady? They spent a lot of time on these unnecessary characters like sexual preferences and this bullshit, and I'm like, we had bigger fish to fry, and I'm like, I don't know why we kept on returning to this thing. And Chris, I said, I don't. The biology just messed me up. I'm sorry, Shanita.
That
ISIS. I
don't know how to say this, but that's not how that works, right?
That's why I told Chris.
That's not, like,
I have a question. Is ISIS completely changed? Do we know?
No. She's still. She
But
still has
do
to
you
do
know that for a fact, or are you just thinking that?
No, okay. To your point, I would submit that I'm going to her and Fatima are friends. I believe they both are on the same level when it comes to their situation of penises.
But how do we know what Fatima's working with? Nobody ever said what she's working with either. You're just assuming.
Okay, so I assume. Let's go with if Shanita is a hardcore stud, would mean she wants a vagina in her mouth. She can find an original one. And we're gonna go through all it doesn't make sense. Like it is, but anyway, none of this should have been on camera. What I'm really trying to say, none of this should have been on camera, and we should have had Kevin talking to his friends. There's much more important things that should have been handled, and they are not that important of characters. Just not. Like, I don't give a fuck either way. Like, them sitting around the table enjoying their in the flash forward was unnecessary because I gave no fucks, none. And it's almost like they ran out of stuff. It's like they ran out of characters to cover. And I'm like, how can you do that?
I mean, hell, still show maybe in a flash forward a year from now. Why don't you show Kevin and Misha back in LA doing their thing? Like, I know they're no longer in the Shy, but neither is Bakari now. Like, so
right.
Show them. Like, just show them. Like, show everyone like, he's an OG. At least you don't have. I mean, hell, you already didn't give him no dialogue, so still don't give him no dialogue. But just show him. Like doing his thing over in LA.
They go visit him.
Yeah,
Jake, Desiree, fucking Papa, and Kenya. They go visit their friend in California, right? Like there's life. Bakari was like, there's life outside of the Shy. Oh, speaking of that, it was a beautiful scene of Emmett at Smokey's. You see it's franchised, right? And you see the beautiful picture of Jada. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking away from that. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
There's a but.
Uh-oh. There's an also. There's an also. It's not a but. It's an also. He does that to remember his mom. That makes sense. His mom's dying wish, though, was that he leave Chicago. So he should have been in Atlanta. Like you're right. I didn't forget. Right. Leave.
Should have been another city, at least Houston or something. Like one of the cities that he franchised out. That's where he should have been.
Because I'm honoring my mama who told me this. I'm bigger than this. I'm better than this. Let me take my family and do something. Right? Like that would have been growth. Like, and that would have been remembering the character as she was. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I'm like, you're still in Chicago. Like, did you not remember that conversation? But it was beautiful. It was a beautiful mural. Don't get me wrong. But that's what I would have wanted. That's why
Sonny's mural should have been somewhere as well. I'm just saying.
Damn. Hey, bro, you ain't.
Well, Sonny was there. That was good to see. Sonny was at the wedding.
He was, but I'm sorry. Like it was his franchise. Okay. He should be in the background. Fine. Make your mama the big. Obviously, it's your mama, so it's gonna be the biggest one. I get it. But have at least a picture somewhere, like an 8x10. You're like somewhere. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Chris.
Wait.
No, go ahead, Javon. What's up?
That would have made absolutely no sense to do that.
Right? That's his question.
Because, all right, Emmett barely listened to his mother when she was alive, right? And so for him to do it now would make even less sense. And then we had last episode where he was damn near begging what's her face to let the kids stay there because they have friends now and all this other type of stuff. And then he's just all of a sudden supposed to move to another city. That would defeat the purpose of the dialogue from last episode with him trying to keep the kid there in that city.
Well, that's every episode. Every episode defeats the purpose of the last.
Yeah,
episode.
let's not. Again, now you're trying to throw in consistency with the Shy. Like I don't know why you were doing that one.
Read the background, Jamani. Read the background.
No. But to Jamani's point, he does have a point that yes, Emmett was like, no, this is home, and I want Devontae here. I mean, fuck my other kids, but like I need Devontae here. You know what I'm saying? But you are right. He was trying to sell roots there for his family. I give you that. That still doesn't change the fact. Mama said move. That's all I'm saying. Like and that could have been reconciled in some kind of way because that was her wish. She's like, this ain't good. This place ain't good for you. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, I'm good. But Devontae was Kevin's replacement. No, I wouldn't go that far.
No. I'm not. All right. I think what DeMarcus is trying to say is the writers were trying to make it so. No, we definitely don't agree with that. We're just saying. I think they try to write it where
I think it's a new generation. I don't think anybody's replacing anybody. They were just showing that this is a new generation.
Yes.
That's
I
it.
don't know. It was so ironic how all three characters kind of was similar to all three of the characters. Tevin over there smoking weed like Jake or whatever. Mondo.
That's common. Well, they were all Mondo, little Jakes.
You know, Mondo is Papa.
Yeah, because he's around. But to Kim's point, they were the next generation of such. But they were supposed to be a cuck. Yeah, it was blatantly obvious, and that's why I'm saying like I would say that they went too hard with that. Sonny is the founder. So to Sonny being, if we're gonna acknowledge people who laid the foundation for Emmett's business, you got to talk about Dominique because she was the cook. He pimped her out. He took her out of her own successful business, then took Sonny's business and said, "You work for me and make me money." And she said, "Yes, Daddy." And that's what happened. And then all of a sudden, he got his own restaurant. None of that.
Was how you honor Dominique to the wedding because of the fact she dated Darnell.
No, we can't have that. We can't have none of that.
But you know what? You know how you honor Dominique in his restaurant, to your point, because you're right. Dominique is the reason why he's successful. She just had a quote, right? Like when it comes to like, hey, if you need, it's like if you're looking for a menu, just have a quote. It's like if you're looking for the menu, ... just ask, let me see it. And then that's how you honor. That's how you honor. You just do that.
Chris, I remember, bro. That was the most.
Let me see it.
Hood shit I've ever. I was like, this show. God damn it! Why did this show exist? I was like, these writers have gone to the gutter with this show. I was like, Lala needs to be better, but she can't be better. They don't want her to be better. I was like, damn it! I thought Dominique ran the illegal restaurant. She had it in her house. It wasn't illegal. It was a house. I mean, it's not wrong. You can sell.
It is illegal to run a business out of your house.
It was technically illegal. I think she even said it was like technically illegal because there was like permits you need and stuff like that, and she didn't have
no help.
And her kitchen has to be inspected because she's serving food. There's a lot of stuff.
She was the cook. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. Like she was the cook behind this whole business, and he was like, hey, again, she was already making money. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Yes, they should have had Emmett packing up and leaving to honor Jada's dying wishes. Again, there's so many storylines that they forgot and just moved on. But with Jada, I just thought that was a big thing for me, and it stuck in my head when I thought about the ending and how they push forward. Someone said it, and I want to acknowledge your comment. What do you think of? Because I got strong feelings about it, so I'll let y'all go first. Tiffany's replacing Rob's family portrait with her family portrait.
I hated it.
Okay. I thought it was the only. Did anyone like it? Because I was mad as fuck, and I was like, "What? Did anyone want to say that made sense?"
Oof. It's her house now.
Yeah.
What was her house?
So it makes sense to me. It's her house.
Right. I agree.
So why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you replace the house was given to her legitimately by the owner of the house. Her name is on the deed. Why can't she change the pictures in the house? What's the problem?
Chris?
She can have her own pictures. That's fine. But removing it, to me, it felt so disrespectful because this woman gave you everything. That little boy that's in that picture is your son's baby daddy. You know what I mean? Fine. I get it. Leon probably had nothing to do with you. You know, I was like, I get that. But I don't know. Like maybe, but these are the people's. It was these people's house. Like if it wasn't for these people whose murals that's on the wall, you wouldn't have this. You know what I mean? It was just.
So how do you know she didn't put that portrait somewhere else in the house?
Because they would have showed that. They wouldn't have just showed it coming down.
That was
just showed it's coming down.
That was a replacement.
So if your mother gives you a house, right? You inherit a house from your mother, and your mother has a picture of all of you as little kids, and her, your father, mother, all of the same kind of picture. You're gonna supposed to have that picture up in your house. Why? It's your house now. You can put whatever you want.
Yeah, but I also would not replace it with just my own family. Like, let me just put my kids in there.
But it is my family. Because it's now her family home.
But it's also her family too. It's just again, she shot this man for killing her baby father, which is in the picture, and the woman But that's not Tiffany's family.
That's her I agree with him.
But Rob. Okay, so I'm sorry, but okay. Even though first off, Rob was by blood because now they got to share a kid. Fine, they weren't married, but Rob was part of her family. If you want to be technical with that,
yeah, but that doesn't mean that you need a giant picture of his mom, him, and his dad, and the baby.
That replace it. So to your point. Fine, but the fact that they focus on taking it down. Here's it. If they would have done off camera and be like, "Yo, it don't go with the decor or whatever," maybe we move it in another room, or maybe we hope. But the fact that they showed, to David's point, you show it taking it down and you're replacing it with literally the exact same thing, but with just your own thing. I'm sorry, that's basically saying, "Yo, we're replacing you."
Fuck Rob. You are saying
fuck Rob. Fuck Alicia that gave you all this money in the house that you have right now.
Disrespect.
Fuck your
disrespect.
Okay, well, I agree to disagree. So okay.
I think it was her moving on. I think it was like her moving on, and like I think like we've been talking about all season, she's the new Alicia, and I think it was just her saying like, okay, this is the dawn of a new era, and like this is me, my family, and we don't need this picture anymore. I don't think it's her saying like, hey, I don't care about my baby daddy anymore. It's like, this is a picture of him and his family when he was young, and I didn't even know him at this age. I'm sure there's still pictures of Rob in the house.
He was actually
but it was just like, hey, this is my house now. And this is me and my family today.
Let me ask y'all this. If y'all visit the Apple headquarters right now, are you telling me if you go to Apple's headquarters, you ain't gonna find nothing of Steve Jobs? There ain't gonna be no Steve Jobs because he dead now, and it's.
But we don't know if there's more pictures of Rob in the house. There's just one picture. That's one picture.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna let Jemani get in on this, and then we're gonna move on. Okay, we start. What's up, Jemani?
If you go to a therapist, they will, and you say that you're troubled or whatever, they will tell you that you need to let stuff go. All these people in the picture are dead. I want to breathe life into this into the house and feel like I live here and not like I'm living off of something or whatever. It's like, yeah, I'm going to put living people in the house to represent life as opposed to walking down the stairs every day and seeing death and trauma.
So if you had a mural,
I can see it that way too, Jemani. I can see it that way too.
Is that how you want to think? If you have like maybe someone like your grandmother that's no longer here, you have a photo, you're gonna be like, well, I don't want to look at that because.
But that's not even her family. That's the point. Right. That's not even her family.
Okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to argue. All right, we got other things to talk about. We acknowledge ourselves. We have passionate feelings about the photo. I hear you. We're gonna feel differently about this. So let's do something else. Dom had the son, and yeah. She got tag team. Lala just needs to have a better agent. You know what I'm saying? Because she has picked some whole roles, and I don't know why these black creators keep on putting her in these roles, and it's like she can't do nothing else. I can't wait for her to be in Reasonable Doubt season 4. She will be a hoe in that too. I'm putting it out there. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Trig took the fall for killing Nuck. He was at Alicia's house. Why didn't the detective find that suspicious considering the fact that he had previously been arrested for murder at the same house? We discussed that last video, and it's the Shy. So we gotta let some shit slide. Like we just gotta be like, they don't care, so we're not supposed to care. someone can just walk up to a police station, say they did it, and then they're in the jail for the rest of their lives. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Right.
So we're gonna let that go. When did Alicia sign everything over to Tiff? No. She did that, which was dumb. Yeah. But like she when she said she did all that before she conveniently got murdered, and no one thought that Tiffany had something to do with that because what? Like
Touche.
That is Murder, She Wrote level silly. Like, I mean, like, come on. But
wait, she didn't sign it over to Tiffany. Technically, she's doing like some Macaulay Culkin or what do you call it?
It was a trust.
Gary Coleman type shit where she's spending her kids' money or whatever because she's just like the trustee because the kid is a minor. All that stuff was willed to Rob Jr. And she's just taken care of, and she's buying weddings and all this other stuff for other people.
Well, it's because she it's her money now. We got to move on. Doesn't matter where the money came from. She got it, and she also let's talk about. I want to get back to Tiffany's the ignorance of this logic gets someone. So why is EJ not in the house? Because grandma said I can't have this one grandchild in this violent house. I can't have my fuck that baby.
Thank you.
I can't have my grandchild in this violent home.
That was part of my notes.
Right? Like, what in the fuck? Hey, grandma, after 2 dead bodies have appeared at this house and the cops raided the house thinking I killed, somebody else, my boyfriend, excuse me. How about you move into the same house? Oh, yeah, sure, baby. I know we're
gonna So by the way, if you're moving in the same house, then I guess that means I no longer need you to be the guardian at that point because right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a parent now.
I'm a parent now. I'm a parent again. Like So what? We're just roommates then. We're just like what? Like what? That's just weird. I wanted that would have been fine. I would have been all right with her moving in if all of us in say, hey, I want to take EJ back or whatever. And then the mom, as a matter of fact, and I want you to come too. If that would have been the combo, like just a couple of lines or whatever, I would have been good. But the fact that it was like, I want you and EJ, as in like, I want you and your son to move in with me. Like that's how I took that line. That's how I took
Chris. That's next level. I want to know if you and EJ are okay moving back in the house. Like it was EJ's choice to leave in the first fucking place. I was fucking livid that she was like, well, would EJ be okay with that? Bitch, you kicked the hold up. No. Emmett Washington, fuck you, father, kicked his own son out the house. This is not Tiffany. Emmett kicked his son out the house, and then Tiffany said, cool, that's what happened. And then Tiffany said, yeah, if I want to know if my son wants to come back, again, don't know what's wrong with them, how we're going to fix them and none of that shit, but why don't you move back in the house? How about we sell the house? Because, murders and police events. How about we sell the house and get a new one so we can start fresh with new pictures and new shit? I would have been we leave Chicago.
That's a good point. They should have sold that house, taken that to get that equity, get all that
and
stuff.
Get the fuck out. We don't need to be here because apparently we're expecting to see Emmett show up to take care of EJ anytime soon because he wasn't in the fucking photo. So and he wasn't at that bullshit dinner.
All of it was equity.
Huh?
I said she inherited the house, so it was all equity. It wasn't like she put anything down on the principal or something.
No, that's what I'm saying, which makes it even better. That means she gets like gone, all that shit. Gone. She could be gone and get any house she wants at that point, paying cash.
We don't need to be here where my baby daddy got murdered, where my mother-in-law got murdered, where what I'm saying? Like I got investigated by the cops. They took my money. Let's move and do something new. New beginnings. Hey, don't worry about EJ, Emmett. Now that you gave a fuck, we're leaving town. Gotcha. Yes. Who's that black ass kid? I'm sorry, he was black, so I'm trying to figure it out. So when they show Emmett having his family dinner at Smokey's, because where else are you gonna have the family dinner? There's a black kid. There's a black son. That's supposed to be Cassius. I'm doing process of elimination. It was Devontae, Ronnie, right? Jada, right? With no Zuri for some reason. Who was that third son? Is that supposed to be Cassius?
I think so. I think
that's Cassius, yeah.
That's Cash, right? That's bad Cash.
Yeah, and with the curly hair and he's kind of he's kind of brown skin, yeah.
Yeah, I was like that Cash was suspect. But anyway, that's supposed to be Cassius.
But isn't he only half Puerto Rican and his mother wasn't light?
Yeah,
his mother was a brown.
She was kind of light.
No, she
She wasn't like light, but she was a
She was
Puerto
like
Rican.
our
Puerto Ricans are
complexion,
not
maybe a
super
little lighter.
light.
No, she was
Shay
light.
was dark. It was
Yeah.
Shay, and he went up in shades. Like
Mhm.
Shay, like Devontae's mom was the dark. Then it went fucking. He did.
Yeah.
Then Cassius's mom was lighter, and Tiffany
Right.
was lighter than that.
Tiffany
You know
was
what I'm
light.
saying? So also, it's all for the record. It's all casting. They that's how they casted these characters. I'm just saying anything. But I was like, that's supposed to be. We can read. That's supposed to be Cassius. I
That's
guess.
Cassius, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
No,
so.
no line of dialogue whatsoever. But I was like, well, I was like, where's EJ? Can he? Fuck it, never mind. But I guess he's down cash.
No, EJ's at home with his mama and grandmother looking at the new photo that they decided to put up. the founders of the house, you know. So
Anyway,
I don't
I'm
know where
sorry.
he's at.
I'm sorry. I was just mad, bro. I'm afraid what's for the next owner might find in the house. Tiffany probably just staying to be sure nothing else shakes out of the yard, attic, or that's an interesting. That's interesting. Also, you don't have to sell it then. I mean, just be like, we keep it in the family, but we can't, since we just handing out houses to people and shit. But just to be like, hey, we're gonna keep this house in the family, but we can't live here. There's too many shit going on. Tiff was grabbing at straws with that picture. She wants honor. She wants honor, Rob, but just don't quite know how. And I'm right. But Rob wasn't even in the photo. So she would did a new photo, at least with Rob and Emmett. Anyway, my point in both situations were Tiffany, especially Keisha, and Nuck should have documented some type of way to remember Nuck and their baby fathers. Like we're gonna do something so our child doesn't forget their fathers. And especially for Keisha and Ronnie, who's somehow falling apart. It was beautiful seeing with the flowers and a little picture of Jada. I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think we and after I noticed after Trig and Rashad were released from jail from Alicia's murder, the police still didn't try to find a real killer.
There was only one real cop this entire show, and it was that white boy that they got rid of.
Cruz. It was Cruz.
Cruz.
That's
it.
They
got rid of. I don't. For some reason, I guess they were a package deal when you got rid of Brandon and his girl. With their issues off screen. Yeah, like I guess he left at the same time. I was like, oh damn, like what the hell?
Yeah.
He gone.
So remember that stupid season they had where they were like defunding the cops and Trig and Rashad.
Yeah.
They were the cops. You remember that season?
That's right.
That's when we lost all cops. There was no cops ever again on the show except for Tucson. Like Tucson came back maybe 2 seasons later.
But they only can investigate one murder a year, and I'm assuming Nuck was that one murder that they could investigate. Could they investigate anybody else? Everybody that died up until that point after they defunded police, up until Nuck, the only person they investigated was Nuck. So they only get one murder a year that they can investigate.
Because Duda, nobody investigated Duda. Nope. Nobody investigated. What was his brother's name? The old guy from 21 Jump Street.
Q?
Yeah, never investigated him.
Nope.
They don't investigate murders anymore. People just kept
wait.
They do investigate stolen cars.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, with Picard. No, they did because that's when Duda went on the run. Duda went on the run because he looked at dude's ass. There was law enforcement involved. So I remember he had to go on the run for that, and they found Q's dead body in the back of a car. The FBI showed up. It didn't go anywhere, but I remember the FBI showed up.
It did go somewhere because Victor got locked up. Remember?
Oh, he got locked up for that. My bad.
Yeah, and that was Kadeem Hardison's wife that got him off or whatever. Remember?
Oh yeah, because she's a judge. Yeah,
but they still didn't investigate because nobody was ever
charged or convicted. Yeah, they're not competent police, but every once in a while they make an effort to do that. Again, go watch All the Queen's Men. Detective Blue and Tommy, far better cops. Like they get the evidence and shit, and they arrest people. It's far better than this show. Why they sit around at the end like soul food eating unhealthy food? That's right. Smokey's is serving
another Chicago movie and another Chicago series that was on Showtime, which was way better than this. I recommend Soul Food 1,000 times more than The Shop.
Well,
And
thank you.
Soulful
Hey,
was
hey,
very
the,
consistent. It was
hey,
very consistent.
the Shy
Yes.
started off good.
Yeah,
It
so
did. 2 seasons of Shy was really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Dre and Nina got married and the show went to shit. Like I was like, what are we watching? Like, no, that implies I got some of their love. No. It just started off random as fuck. No, true. It just started off random as fuck. I remember we binge season 1 and 2. It was during
Right.
COVID, Chris, and you and I
Yeah.
we started the
Yep.
channel.
I remember.
And
that
I was
one.
like, oh, season 3. And I was like, who the fuck? What is happening? And then
Yeah.
the wedding happened, the strap-on happened, and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Are those videos still up? I gotta watch those old videos.
Yeah. They're still up.
I
They're
got
still up.
some.
If you go back and watch our season 3 review, what in the like when Dre whipped out the strap on Nina,
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the same show. And I'm like, why are we doing
Yeah.
this? This was painful. This was very, very painful. Jake giving Victor advice about love and women was funny. That was it was funny. And Victor's like, oh, I got to get my shit together. I can't have y'all outdoing me. I guess. But Fatima and Victor really should have tied the knot. And again, not on like engaged, like in that flash forward, like that would have been good to kind of finally get their shit back together. And Trig was the mayor. No. He was city council.
City councilman. Yeah,
he was city council.
Dude was
But
the mayor.
he went from ex-con to city council.
No,
Then
neighborhood watch first. He was neighborhood watch, and then he became city council.
Yes, that's right. He was self-policing. And the first incident he walked into, and that big black motherfucker was with him. They pulled the gun on that black man.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, "This, what the fuck is happening?" This show changed story like every season. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Every in the episode, sometimes we're like, "Wait, what happened to?" Wait, you remember Dominique was a founding member of Tiffany's weed business.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yep.
Forgot about that. I was like, what? And then so now we're just what happened to Big Mike? What happened?
Yeah. That was nostalgia. That's what
what happened
they couldn't find a plug. Remember, they couldn't find a plug. So I guess the 63rd mob just defunct.
Right. Yeah.
They couldn't find a plug.
But also, what did they do for a living? Because most of the time they were chopping up cars, to Jamani's point. Like they spent every scene chopping up cars, but somehow they also sold legal weed, which also didn't make no damn sense. Like it's legal. I don't understand why you needed street drug dealers for that. Like I don't.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm trying right now to get into All the Queen's Men. Well, it's about to get canceled, so I don't. But it's you can start it. It's cool. We got a few reviews if you want to check it out. Soul Food, I'm assuming, was trash. The show changed when Brandon left. So after once season 3 came, we all agree it was a different show. Fucking Darnell had 2 more baby mamas, at least 3 more kids, that he lived in some kind of sister wife situation, and he had a stable household. And Emmett was fucking livid. Like he was like, at which when you have good writing, you have that son going, what the what about me? Like, what about me? And it was like, what happened to that? Like, so anyway, this is where we will take a whole look at 8 seasons. Kim, what did you love? If you say one thing, what did you love about the series known as The Chi that you thought really did it for you?
Oh, I like the community. I like that they were there for each other. I thought that was really special. Because it takes a village to raise children. So I thought that was I mean it does. So I thought that was what Lena, I think that's what she was aiming for, and it just kind of turned into something different. But she did try to, like when she did the women's groups and then she had the men's groups and things, she still tried to keep that portion there. But she lost a lot of that. And it showed you can still be successful even though you grew up in the ghetto. I mean, Emmett grew up in the ghetto, but he's a business owner now. Now, we wouldn't say he got this legitimately because Duda took it away from what's his name?
Sonny. Sonny.
But still, he's a business owner and he's expanding, and he got it together. At the end, I would say Emmett finally got it together. So I would just say community. That's what I loved about this show. Community, the friendships, how they stuck together, how they tried to raise kids, how each one, everybody was giving everybody advice, not always good advice, but still they cared enough to give you advice. So I thought, and family, yeah.
Okay, all right. Ink, what kept you watching this show?
Tracy. but I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, I in the beginning I loved The Chi. I mean, I still do. I mean, it was always a good feel show to watch. You know, I felt like, I mean, it definitely changed directions at some point. But I remember back in the day when it first started, like The Chi and Snowfall were like my top two shows that I love and I watched all the time. So like, I mean, shout out to Lena Waithe for what she did, you know, making it the longest, you know, Black drama on TV. I mean, definitely give credit where credit's due. I just felt like, you know, I did like how the show started about, you know, Brandon being a young chef trying to make it and his struggles, and you know, the Three Musketeers, you know, with Jake, Papa, and Kevin, and like being young and growing up in the South Side of Chicago. But I felt like it kind of lost its way at some point, and I feel like the writers wasn't necessarily bad. I think they just got lazy. You know what I mean? I think they got lazy with some of the dialogue, lazy with some of the following up with storylines. I mean, like, when I think of bad writing, I think of BMF. BMF was bad writing. You know, I don't feel like The Chi was that bad of a level when it comes to the writing. But, I mean, all in all, I do like how it was a Black TV show. It was a show for us, you know, and it was always good to, like, you know, for me to come home and like watch this and kind of unwind and see what they get into this week. You know, it just lost something after season 2, and it just kind of went to a whole nother direction that just some stuff just got silly and ridiculous. But you know, but I would say all in all, I just love the fact that we had a show for us and it lasted this long. You know.
Thank you very much. Chris, you're next.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a slice of life for me. So similar to what Ink was saying, this is definitely FUBU. So, you know, this is like, you know, what I liked about this show, compared to all the other shows, like for one, you know, you got a show that is focused on Black people, and they weren't all like, I mean, yes, we have some characters that were selling drugs or whatnot, but they weren't all like on criminal stuff, right? So it's rare that you have a show that doesn't just only focus on one thing. You know what I mean? Like I think someone just brought up, like, I think he brought up like Snowfall and BMF, and that's really what those shows are. This show, even though the show has elements of it, the majority of it was like, you know, was like Brandon and his food truck business, and the whole thing went. Emmett can't keep in his pants, and then the whole thing with the boys just trying to survive middle school, going into high school. You know what I mean? And what I loved about that is just the whole idea of like some of the stuff I was able to even reminisce about, because I'm thinking like, I remember me and my friends, like we would act one way around our parents, and then we'd be in the hallways in school and just start talking about like, oh, look at that girl with that fat ass. It's like, oh yeah. He said, you know, if you stick your penis, blah blah blah, and do all like talk about stuff that little kids shouldn't be talking. But you don't see that in TV shows, because like even like, and no, look, I grew up on the Cosby Show, love Cosby Show, love Fresh Prince or whatnot. But realistically, some of the stuff they talk about, I mean, there's slices of it that is realistic, but then there's other things I'm like, well, they get into it, but they ain't really getting into it. Like, you know what I mean? Which The Chi did. The Chi also did. And that's what I always appreciate about the show. And then just watching how these, especially the kids, just over the years, just watching them grow up. And, you know, and then kind of similar to what Kim was saying, just at the end of the day, all of them, they were all kind of convened, even though there's like different stories. You see them all intersect, you know what I mean? And that's what I liked, and kind of showed that they were all kind of somewhat together. You know what I mean? They were all like showing like a community, even though I kind of critiqued like the whole men's group that they had or whatnot in a way. I did kind of like the idea of that, because that kind of also showed like, it reminds me of just being in the barbershop, and you have all kinds of groups of people walking in the barbershop. You have folks who are like federal government employees, you got people that are in between jobs, you got people that are like in politics and whatnot. But when you're in that barbershop, you know what I mean? You're all like kind of just speaking as one. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of the show kind of reminded me of or whatnot. And that's why I kept coming back to the show. Even with all this foolishness, you know what I mean? So I still enjoyed it still, you know, with everything, even though, like, as I'll say, dang, I can't believe this is going to be the last time I say this, even though this is The Chi. I might tear up that I will never say that. I might say that we're trying to compare a different show and we're like, you know what? Well, it's not like a little show Showtime, you know what I mean? So, you know, so yeah, so that one actually, no joke, it's gonna sound funny, but I am going to miss saying that because me and David, we've been at this, like you said, we've been at this show for like more than 6 years, yeah, since COVID, you know. Yeah. You know, so, and this was the other show outside of Power, as far as like black shows to talk about, you know what I mean? Because after that, I think other than that, it was like all Marvel. It was all like superhero stuff. You know what I mean? When we heard about The Chi, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, watch The Chi. And we were able to talk about it and stuff. So, you know, so that's why I kept coming on this journey. And I agree. Lena definitely stuck the landing, even though, you know, they're still trying to get the flames out of their outfits. You know what I mean? There's holes in their outfits a little bit. You know, but it's there, you know, but you know, on some Evel Knievel stuff, you know, but it did it, stuck the landing. So you know, so yeah, so that's what I enjoy about the show, and this show will always still have a little have a piece of, I'll have a little bit of I guess a part of it would still be in my heart. So I will say that. So it's, you know, so yeah.
Thank you. All right, Jemani, your turn, please.
Yeah, so when Lena Waithe did the whole Thanksgiving episode on Master of None, was that like spring of 2017? And they said shortly thereafter she was going to get her own show and production company and stuff like that. Somebody I knew put me onto the screener of The Chi, and this was like December of 2017. So when I looked at IMDb and it said it started in 2018, I was surprised because I had seen it way before that. I had to wait a month for it to start showing regular episodes on Showtime. So I've been there before day one. And I thought it was like a nice hood mystery, you know, like a whodunit type of thing or whatever. And it ended up being like a ghetto crash. And I was feeling it. Until, you know, the end of season 2, and I guess I stuck around for, you know, the Ronnie and his grandmother's relationship, and, you know, and then the next season Keisha got kidnapped. That had a little bit of mystery to it, but pretty much after that it just jumped the shark, and then it just went into like Tubi territory, and it was like watching a car crash, and it was just like you just want to see the wreck as it happens, like, you know. I've just been here for, you know, to watch it. How far is it going to jump the shark, so to say?
Okay. Since I've been in season 1 and 2, I had to fall in love with it. I thought it was like Wire. I thought it was, to me, it was like the Wire level writing, and then it's about family. You know what I'm saying? To see like Nina and Dre raise their children. To see Kevin come up and become a man of his own, you know, and be like, hey, it's time for me to, you know, to get off. And that was season 6, episode 8 when he left. It would have ended well then, to be like, because he and his friends are grown, and it's time to start a new chapter of their lives, and it would have been a good ending. I thought Douda was actually an interesting villain. You know, he was a businessman. He was a true criminal. You know what I'm saying? But he tried to run for office and he won. He was like the older, better version of St. Patrick. Like, I was like, this is what Ghost was supposed to be, like in some ways. So, but he actually made it. I thought that was cool. The show made an effort to try to address like real world stuff. Again, you know, COVID was in it. You know, Black Lives Matter was in it. You know, she tried her best to inject what was going on in communities. And to show it from, you know, a certain perspective, I would say. I thought that was cool. Once Kevin left, when the Emmett and Keisha kind of became when Emmett became the narrator of his story. You know, I'm trying to work it out with Tiffany. I'm trying to be a father. That doesn't work. Oh, Keisha just got kidnapped. Let me try to assure her, be her friend. And then they became a couple, and to see their progression. And that's why the wedding was so important, because it was their journey. And you can go back to season 1, regardless of how the story changed, they were consistent from the first episode to the last episode. It was those two. And I do agree with that. I do. For 8 years, you saw their lives go up and down, but in the end, they came together. And I thought that was, I mean, that's one of the best ways to end the series. Bakari, he got redeemed from killing a man from the back of his head. Like you said, Ronnie and his mom, his grandmother, had outstanding endings. I thought it was wonderful that she had her day in the sun, and then she went home and passed away. That was beautiful, right? And even Ronnie, like, he had a girl on his arm and he was about to move forward in life.
Tracy Inc.
And then gets knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, God damn. And then Tracy started fucking Duda. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what happened? And then, like, I'm trying to stay positive. So, like, but it was awesome to see all of that. And then Victor's Triggs, like, transformation from Trigger to Victor and that whole stuff. But I wanted to stop watching after Duda died. I said almost every episode, if Duda goes, I'm leaving, because fuck this show. And y'all brought me back. Kim, you remember they were in the comments, like DeMarcus and them were in the comments. You gotta watch it, David. You gotta review it. And I was like, fuck the Shy. And they're like, no, you gotta review it. And I said, all right, David, I'm coming back to this bullshit. I was like, but we're gonna finish it together. So for all of y'all who've been with us since our first review, and just Chris and us in a dream, he was coming over to my house and we were doing it. Thank you for being a part of this. Just felt like This Is Us in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And in that sense, Jemima, you're absolutely right. It went from The Wire to Tubi. Like deep Tubi, like scary Tubi, like embarrassing Tubi. Like, I was like, fuck, what am I watching? Right? But you know, we had something to talk about. My friend Sharice and I, we had something to talk about. It brought people together and it did a lot of things. And again, it was a great ending. It was a great ending for the story that they told. And I love that Emmett and Keisha will have their time. The series highlighted the city of Chicago. Selling the legal weed on the streets is like bootlegging records and CDs to make off the books off the book money. Then we got Big Mike. Definitely didn't serve a purpose. It was all nostalgia. It was just all nostalgia, just to bring these random ass characters back. Reg came back like a fucking soap opera. Like, I'm like, this is a soap opera at this point. Like, what the fuck? No, when Brandon's mom came back, fucking from nowhere to shoot Nuck and they'll shoot Duda, excuse me. Duda. They had a whole Who Shot JR season. I remember we did that, and that just went nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? No murder.
One story is female shooters don't get caught. Only male shooters.
Oh,
only male shooters. If you think about it, every female shooter in the show was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know
it's
what? The male shooter. Okay. Which is ironic because they did a lot of female characters dirty in this show. But if you shoot somebody, you good.
So what are you saying about Bakari?
Oh no! I mean, he got the gun turned on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But no one gets convicted, so don't worry about that. It's so when you don't do something. The whole reason I even started was because my ex was from the South Side of Chicago.
Oh, different from. Sorry.
Yeah, I said the same thing. When she wrote, I said the same.
I saw the caps. I saw all caps. I'm like, what?
From then you jump to the Shy. I was like, okay, that's a strange. And he loved watching it, telling me what was true to Southside and what came off to him as just flaunting for the camera.
It looked legit. I mean, shoot, they even had characters. They had actors and musicians that were actually from Chicago featured in the show. You know what I mean? It was different. Everything was so Chicago. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was kind of like The Wire in a sense. You know what I mean? I mean, except in The Wire, a lot of the cast members in The Wire was actually from like the DMV area. You know, I mean, so either they were from Baltimore or DC or something. You know, but except for the Brits. You know what I mean? But yeah, but you know, but no, it just had a lot of the culture of it I thought was great. At least the first couple of seasons, they really like went heavy into the Shy, like restaurants and stuff, as heavy as we see with Cross going into Ben's Chili Bowl every freaking episode. Okay,
hey, damn,
like you know what I mean? Damn.
Hey, I need Smokies to open a franchise next to Ben Chili Bowl.
Yeah,
so we can see Emmett move to DC, right? And to your point, Chicago based. We saw Bakari, Dre, and Nuck in the Force. Like they were all local. Sonny was in Force. Like it brought and I love the interaction. And Jackie was in both. And it would have been awesome to see Joseph Sikora. He didn't have to say a thing. If he would have walked into Smokies, looked at the menu and left. He didn't have to just said fuck, not one word of dialogue, just like fucking Kevin at this point. Just walk in and ignite. I would have lost my shit. Like that would have been awesome.
That would have stole the whole thing though. That one, you know, that's like the Olympics being marred by Ray Gun doing her breakdancing thing. It's like you just distracted everybody. You just distracted everyone. Now no one's talking about everything else.
You're like, what is he doing there? Like, what is he doing there? Like, if Amari Hardwick would have walked in and been like, "Can I get a double slap of ribs?" Shit. And you're like, anyway, Detective Son being in jail, Tucson's son being in jail, and the Red story went nowhere. Absolutely, we don't know really why he got his ass whooped. Getting rid of Duda at the time may have been good, but no one could replace. Absolutely. Yeah. That actor was outstanding. Like he brought credibility and finesse and scariness, and
you actually feared him,
right? Like he didn't have to say nothing, right?
Right. He was like scared of
draws fell for him. Tracy was like, "I'll fuck you and your wife if that's what you want to do. Just let me know. I mean, I was like this. He was awesome. Like I would watch his prequel. I would watch.
When he whooped that mayor's ass, that was equivalent to Marvin on Kanan's ass.
Yeah. I think deputy mayor. I know his assistant. Jim is dead.
Jim is dead.
Jim is dead. Yeah, he was like deputy mayor or some shit because he was mayor. But no, you're right. He whooped dude, fucked him up. Also
on camera.
Huh?
I said on camera because he had a camera.
And then just walked away. Anyway, I remember saying to David to continue reviewing. It's for the culture. I
remember you bringing that up too. I remember, yeah, that's right. He was one of the comments like, damn, like, yeah, he would go into we would review other stuff like, when y'all going back to doing the Shy,
right?
And he's like, fuck the Shy.
Hey, Kim, what we're doing? All the Queens men. I think we're doing Tyler Perry shit, and DeMarcus was like, come on, David. Like the Shy. We had to back up. I was like, fuck y'all. Anyway, I said for 5 solid years, I'm sorry, that Reg would be back. Everybody told me I was wishful thinking but when he showed up, I hooted and hollered. No word on God. So that's a movie. Godfather of Harlem is gonna be thank God. That's gonna be like a 2-hour movie and be done with that silly shit. I said it. I'm saying it on camera. He needs to, before he dies, he needs to somehow facilitate Obama's parents' meeting, and then he can go. To say he's touched every major historic figure in Black history somehow, some way. It don't make sense. But I mean,
Obama's already born at this point.
Oh damn it! Then it should have happened. It should have met his parents. I feel strongly about this. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being part of our journey as we went through the Shy. It was a great series in heart. And we knew what we was trying to do. And it will go down in history. I don't think another show will kind of rise to this kind of longevity. To our conversation, they're lucky they were on Showtime, because Showtime will let that shit run until everybody dies, like physically.
And beat out Fresh Prince. Beat out Fresh Prince by 2 seasons. Ooh, that's saying a lot.
We keep on. That's a sitcom. That's not. So you have to compare it to a drama. Like, and then, but anyway, but it went the distance. It went the distance, and a lot of characters came out of it and into it. And we'll be known for it. And we'll be, there's if I see Emmett ever again, he is Emmett for the rest of his fucking life. Like Keisha, Nook is Nook. Like none of them have names. Kevin, that's it. That's it. This is who they
He's
are.
a Lattimore. Emmett is
Fuck
a Lattimore.
all that. Fuck all that. This is who they are for me. If I see any of them again, this is who they are for me. Well off to a different world. Well, nope, no, you doing that show on your own. We ain't reviewing that. Let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right fucking now. What I'm not doing. What I am not. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I am not reviewing that bullshit. Like not on this channel. No. Like no, and no. All right, so no. All right, here we go. Tomorrow. We got House of the Dragon. I'm doing Ruthless. And then we're gonna do House of the Dragon as a team. And then I want to do the Tubi movie. She Likes to Watch. I know what it sounds like, and yes, but also not. Like it's a mystery that you will not see coming. No pun intended. But you gotta watch it. God. It is good. It's good, Kim. Right? It's a good story.
What's it called? She Likes to Watch.
Yeah, She Likes to Watch.
Okay, maybe I'll check that out tonight.
It's crazy, Chris. It's crazy. Okay. That ending, wasn't it 2 different? Like it ended basically. It had 2 different twists, right?
It was yes. It was
At the end, it had 2 different twists at the end.
It's all. It's not how it starts. Is not how it ends. Like it's just like so it gets deeper and deeper. Thank you all for allowing me to be a part of it. Oh, you're very sweet.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
Welcome to the team. Yeah. Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. We do. And if you got some recommendations for shows, movies, please, because shows take a lot. But if you got some recommendations, put them in the comments, and we will do it. But we got Fightland. Is that what that 50 cent shit's called?
Yep.
We got Fightland next week, huh?
Yeah, Fightland's next week, right? Yeah.
All right, so we got Fightland start next week. Spider-Man, we can review Spider-Man. I'm gonna see it on Friday. And then we got Power. We got to see when Marvin gets up out of here. And someone asked me, yes, we're gonna review Diaria of Detroit, if I said that right. And we're gonna do Average Joe. The question is, are we gonna do it week to week or as seasons? Because we really don't have time to do both of those. We just don't have time to do both those week to week. We already got a solid schedule, so we'll probably do those as seasons, I think. But we'll see how that works out. Again, thank you guys very much, and we will see you next time. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching, people in the chat.
I enjoyed the view. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this, you'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You're doing good.
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.